Alright guys, welcome back to another video. I'm a little late in this one because I've been, all around competing, skiing, doing all this nonsense. Although I was super excited to watch this fight card and it absolutely delivered. Manel Kape versus Asu Almabayev, I believe. Anyways, UFC fight night in Vegas. It was at the Apex, as always. It was a sick fight night. It was absolutely, the card, all in all looked, decent. Like there wasn't any massive names or anything insane on here. But it looked like there was some good matchups, and oh my god, did it ever deliver. So we're going to dive into it. I'm going to start at the prelims, and we're going to go all the way through the top. I'm going to run through these pretty quick because it was kind of a quick... I was watching, but I was also at the ski hill training, and I was also, doing other stuff, and it's been a couple days now, so I'm going to refresh my memory, jog my memory on this. Charles Johnson versus Ramazan Tamirov. This is in the flyweight, baby! The short guys, short kings. Ramazan Tamirov, 5'4". No, bro's my height, which is late. He does look like an absolute unit, a tank. Bro's built like a mini fridge, as I said earlier, a shredded mini fridge. A mini fridge with a bunch of six packs in it. Dude is just jacked. Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson's a little bit taller than Ramazan Tamirov. Obviously, the hairstyle on Charles Johnson is next level nonsense. We love it though, but we don't love it, to be honest. Charles Johnson, honestly, really, really good fighter. He has great cardio. He has a really good bag of just, he was on, I believe, a 4-fight win streak before this, but he does have a really good bag of tricks, I guess you could call it, but he's well-rounded. He is a really good fighter, and Ramazan Tamirov is also very good. Ramazan Tamirov just did exactly what he needed to do in this fight by coming forward, being a shorter man, and throwing a lot of power in those strikes. He had to make Charles Johnson respect him when he was coming forward, and he had to keep Charles Johnson on the back foot. Charles Johnson's got insane cardio. He's always had really good cardio. I believe he was in track or something like that in high school, whatnot, or state. I don't know how it works in the U.S. But he always has good cardio, and he's always throwing a decent amount of output, and he's always, a little bit taller, so he's on the outside. But to close the distance like somebody like Charles Johnson and outwork him is not easy, and that's exactly what Ramazan Tamirov did. He just landed a bit bigger, bit heavier punches, and he just had the forward pressure, the forward ring control, or cage control, I guess you would call it. He just imposed his will a little bit more than Charles Johnson. It was a very close fight. Could have gone, not could have gone either way. Ramazan Tamirov won it, but it was a close fight for Charles Johnson. He looked good. He looked really good. Ramazan Tamirov in the third round was getting really tired. First and second round, you could say, let's see. First round, he outstriked him total strikes and significant strikes. Second round was pretty much even, but again, Ramazan Tamirov, more significant strikes. Third round, Ramazan Tamirov is going for takedowns because he's gassed, and Charles Johnson outstrikes him 51 total strikes to 18, 37 significant strikes to 15 significant strikes. Charles Johnson just needed to step on that third round gas a little bit more earlier on and not let Ramazan Tamirov just kind of not necessarily imposing his will, because he wasn't imposing his will. He just was landing the bigger shots and just coming forward more. So you kind of have to give it to him for that. Anyways, great fight all in all. Next, Andrea Lee versus JJ Aldridge. To be honest, I decided to do other stuff while watching this fight, but good for JJ Aldridge for winning. I wasn't really interested in watching the fight, to be honest, and I didn't. So that's life. That's life. Danny Silva versus Lucas Almeida. Holy shit. This was, I don't know what I clicked on, but this was a good fight. This was a really good fight. Danny Silva looked good. Lucas Almeida looked really good. Honestly, though, again, it was a split decision. I don't know. I thought Lucas Almeida probably, you could have given it to him. I don't know. He just seemed to be doing more in the fight from what I remember. Judging by these numbers, it doesn't seem like that, but it was close. From me remembering it, looking back on the fight, Danny Silva was trying to be a little bit more clean, a little bit more technical. He was using mainly boxing, and he was landing some really good boxing shots and combinations, whereas Lucas Almeida, he was doing more, he was throwing more, it seemed like, and he was mixing it up a little bit more and a little bit better. He was also imposing his will and just coming forward more. Anyways, great fight from these guys. Didn't get any kind of bonus or anything like that, but great fight from these two guys. Definitely, this card was stacked, honestly, top to bottom. This card was really, really good. After Lucas Almeida, we got Kape versus Ricardo Ramos. How is this on the prelims? Oh my god. Not that it should be on the main card, but I just remember this being on the main card, I guess, because there's so many little fights. Dude, this stupid... anyways, Ricardo Ramos versus Kape Mariscal. Kape is an absolute unit, dude. We've been watching this guy the last... I don't know what kind of a win streak he's on right now, but this dude's on a win streak. He just overwhelmed Ricardo Ramos. Ricardo Ramos, I remember watching his fights like 3-4 years ago. I was like, oh, this guy's kind of sick, kind of good. Now that I know more about fighting, now that I've watched more fights, dude is not that good. He's okay. Kape Mariscal is considerably better than him. He's fought a lot of good high quality contenders, high quality fighters. He was just gonna beat Kape or Ricardo Ramos up. We kind of all knew that. Look at the odds, like almost 400 for Kape Mariscal. So yeah, just he's got cardio. Ricardo Ramos doesn't throw enough in his other fights, and he's obviously gonna get outworked by Kape. So I was like, maybe he can land a big strike, but he's got these nice spinning attacks. But like, I mean, dude, look at Kape's face and his body. You're probably not gonna knock him out. Kape Mariscal just kind of ate everything and just came forward and literally just outpaced, outworked, outstruck. He just literally just took care of Ricardo Ramos. Ricardo Ramos probably shouldn't have been in there with him, but a good win from Kape. He's ready for a step up in competition. Let's see him fight some other guys. Dude, I don't like how this got performance of the night, but whatever. It was kind of just Austin Lane's not very good at striking, and Mario Pinto is half decent at striking. All these dudes, I know they're bigger dudes, but like, bro, you need to shave off that little stomach there. Like, come on, Mario Pinto, let's get in some shape. I know it's your UFC debut, but like, let's get some abs on you, bud. Like, you shouldn't be looking like that. And I don't know what's with Austin Lane's zesty kind of pose here, but it's kind of crazy. I mean, obviously he's kind of got this like, you know, he's an athletic dude. Like I said, anybody who's athletic and fights in heavyweight, or anybody who's athletic has any kind of sports experience previously and wants to go fight in the UFC, literally train for a couple of years and you're going to be there. That's what happened with Austin Lane pretty much, like former athlete, time to go try something else. You know, if you're at least in good shape and you are somewhat of an athlete and you want to go compete in heavyweight in the UFC, maybe you're not going to be top 5, but you know, you're going to be in the UFC. So that was kind of the thing. I mean, Austin Lane looked pretty good, but Mario Pinto just is more, I would say Austin Lane's more of like relies on his athletic ability and less like fighting IQ, whereas Mario Pinto's, you know, got a little bit more fighting IQ style. And I mean, it showed once he kind of, in the second round, his corner did a great job of just telling him like, stop getting backed up by this guy, like go do what you do. Like the first round, Austin Lane looked good, but Mario Pinto just came out second round and just 1-1-2, cooked him. It was a gnarly knockout. It was a really gnarly knockout. Maybe that's why performance of the night. I just don't find like these performances like super impressive, if that makes sense. It was an insane, sick knockout, but it wasn't like you're fighting like... It's not like it's a really difficult fight. It's like, yo, you were kind of supposed to go... Let's see what the odds. Yeah, minus 500. Okay, so like, bro, you're supposed to go there and knock him out. You did that. Congrats. But like performance of the night for something that you were supposed to do... I mean, something like Sam Patterson should have got performance of the night. That was an insane knockout of Danny Barlow. Danny Barlow's a good fighter. He's had a lot of hype. I mean, he was minus 300 almost to Sam Patterson, but I always rated Sam Patterson. I always thought he was good, and Guru was saying this earlier. Like, bro's pretty good. He's really well rounded. He has good striking. He has good technique. He's a technique focused fighter with grit in him. So it's kind of hard. These guys are hard to beat, man. And dude, Sam Patterson absolutely clipped Danny Barlow, and he got a little bit, he was rocked. He wasn't like out or anything like that, but once Danny Barlow was rocked and he was going up to the fence, I mean, Sam Patterson along the fence hit him with the most beautiful shot that absolutely slept Danny Barlow. Great win for Sam Patterson. I mean, he's on a good win streak, I believe, and I want to see him fight some more people. I want to see him work his way up the rankings because he is a really good fighter. And I think he moved up a weight class, I believe. Anyways, I hope he fights some more people. I don't think he's lost since he moved up to welterweight. But Sam Patterson, great fight. We want to see more from homie. William Gomez versus Haider Emil. This was a sick fight. Bruh, I keep clicking on the thing. William Gomez looking ass staring at me. Basically, Haider Emil outgritted William Gomez. Dude, William Gomez is definitely, I wouldn't say like probably like the more technical fighter, I guess. Like if you go off textbook stuff, he's wanting to stay more on the outside and land, the nicer, cleaner shots. Whereas Hyder Emil, like, dude was not afraid to throw. He was not afraid to put everything into this fight. He put everything into this fight to win it. And that's why he won it. Like, generally, like, William Gomez was doing the better work, but Hyder Emil was eating those shots. He was coming forward and he was doing damage of his own, and he was throwing, 165 to 115, right? Like, total strikes. Significant strikes, 115, 101, so not too far, but he was just pressuring forward and he was just doing more work. He was landing big shots as well. So was William Gomez. It was a really, really good fight. This could have also been, I don't know, I guess I was going to say this could have been fight of the night, but Nasrat versus Esteban Ribovic. Oh my God. I sound like I'm got Tourette's or something. Was an insane fight as well, so fair enough. But Hyder Emil versus William Gomez, super good. Hyder Emil basically just outworked him. You could have given it to William Gomez, but I personally had it going to Hyder Emil, just, again, doing more. He was the guy coming forward. He was throwing more output. Yes, he was getting hit clean by William Gomez, but he was outstriking him. He was outlanding him, and he was just throwing more. So, yeah, great win. He's undefeated still, I believe. I believe he's undefeated. Up next, Nasrat Haqparast versus Esteban Ribovic. This was an insane fight. Obviously, Nasrat with that unique build and Esteban with the sick hair. Dude, I watched Esteban's last fight. I believe it was Anoche UFC, and dude, I'm a fan of this guy. I'm a big fan of this guy. Nasrat's always had like pretty good striking and stuff like that, but dude, Esteban, I think, in my opinion, it was a split decision, but I think Esteban Ribovic should have won this fight. Similar to the fight before, he's just the guy that did like a lot fucking more, man. Like total strikes, you look at total strikes and it looks closer than it was when you watch the fight. Esteban Ribovic was doing twice as much as Nasrat in this one. Nasrat was, he was landing good shots and he was landing clean shots and hard shots. But Esteban, like, again, he mainly boxed and he mainly, threw headshots, which was maybe a little bit to his detriment for sure. But I saw people saying like, oh, like he was throwing like just headshots while Nasrat was covered up. Nasrat was covered up like this. Dude, it's MMA gloves. They're going straight. He's like holding it like this, and all the punches are going around the side, hitting him in the head, hitting him straight down. Like Esteban maybe would throw like 4 or 5 punches in a row, like bop, 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 and around. And 3 out of like the 5 shots would hit Nasrat pretty clean. So just because he has his hands up and it looks like they're kind of hitting his head doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Like, even if you have your hands up and somebody cracks you like here with MMA gloves, that shit hurts. Like, this, I personally don't think this is a very good defense for MMA. Yeah, that's just me. Like, yeah, you need to keep your hands up. Of course you need to keep your hands up, but it's way better just to be out of range or just not get hit. Like, this, you eat 2 or 3 of these, especially from somebody with power, you're going to be slightly rocked or it's going to hurt you. Like, and Nasrat was just eating these all night, just straight down the middle. They would like hit the glove and slip through, hit his face, hit his nose. And yes, like the one thing that, you block and then you counter, right? So like if you're blocking a couple strikes, your hands up, boom, 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 and then you throw a big one back. Okay. But Nasrat was more just blocking, waiting for Esteban's combinations to be done. He's like, block. Okay. He's done hitting me in the face now. Now I'm going to throw 1 or 2 back instead of like blocking and then, maybe out of range and coming back, or blocking, stepping right in. So it was kind of just Esteban Ribovic teeing off on Nasrat when his guard was up and actually hitting him a lot, in my opinion. There was a lot of room to go to the body, which Esteban didn't really do. He probably should have gone to the body more on Nasrat, and he might have been able to get a better win here, or the win here. He had some good head kicks. Nasrat was doing a lot. Nasrat was mixing it up more with the front kicks and everything like that. It was a close fight. When I watched it, again, maybe I'm wrong, what do I know? When I watched it, it was just like Esteban Ribovic throwing twice as much, and yeah, his hands are up, but they're still hitting him. They're still going through. It still hurts. So, and he landed a beautiful, beautiful knee. Round 3, I believe it was, that Esteban just went off on Nasrat. The first 2 rounds, were the ones that were questionable. I don't know. It was a close fight, but I personally would have liked to see it go to Estevan, but this fighting, who knows? Judge sport. Cody Brundage versus Julian Marquez. This was a crazy fight. These guys have fought before, apparently, or trained put together before. First round, KO. Man, this was a fucking barn burner. These guys, at first, it started off a little bit slow, and they were like, trying to figure out the striking. Cody Brundage, more of a grappler, but obviously from training with Julian knew he could kind of outstrike him, or thought he could outstrike him, and just tried to strike with him for the majority of the fight. They both clipped each other pretty good, but once they clipped each other really good, mouth guards came out, and it was just a full-on fucking slugfest. I forget who it was. Dominic Cruz on the announcement was like two dudes at a truck stop fighting. It was basically that, man. It was really entertaining. Again, this is something they could have got. I don't know about performance of the night, but this was a really good fight. This whole card was stacked like sick fights. Dude, I don't know, man. I thought Julian Marquez pretty much had Cody Brundage like finished after they were like almost knocked each other out, but he had Cody Brundage absolutely rocked, and he was there to start swinging still, and the ref broke it up to put the mouth guards in, and right after that, Cody Brundage just TKOs him. I don't know. It was a questionable decision, but anyways, good win by Cody Brundage. This was a sick fight to watch, so big dub. Manel Kape versus Asu Almabayev. I'm getting pretty good with this. Dude, man, I clicked on it again. God damn it, guys. Well, my bad. I'm just new to this. I don't know. People were like, Manel Kape's boobies in this. He's got like the gyno boobies going. I don't know if he's been doing more push-ups, more bench press or whatever, but I don't know. Some crazy ass shit going on with Manel Kape's Tata Wars right now, but whatever. Manel Kape versus Asu Almabayev. Dude, Manel Kape is good. He is really good. He's entertaining to watch. I'm not a big fan though. Like there's a lot of fights that he should finish. He should do more, and he's just showboating, or he's just doing what he has to get the win. Or I don't know, man. It was a good win from Manel Kape, but dude, he also eye poked Asu like tons of times, man. And it was not like little eye pokes. Like they were legit eye pokes. And the fight, questionably, Asu Almabayev should have had some time to at least to take a break, but doesn't really matter. Manel Kape was going to win the fight, more or less. He was just a little bit faster, a little bit more well-rounded. He was cutting off the cage really well. I don't know. There's not too much to say about it. It was just kind of questionable with all the eye pokes, but more or less, Manel Kape was going to get the job done. I think, like scorecards, finish later in the rounds or whatever. Asu Almabayev did a good job. He tried to pressure forward. He tried to impose his will. Manel Kape did a good job of keeping him at range and cutting him off when he was trying to get off the fence. Manel Kape, man, I just don't think he's gonna do all that some people think he's going to do against the top 3, top 4, top 5. I see somebody like Kai Kara France cooking him. I see somebody like Steve Ursay cooking him. I see a lot of these guys cooking him, man. He's like leaning forward with his head down a lot, just trying to do his like kind of like shifting side to side, stuff like that. Somebody is going to take advantage of this at one point. I know he's fast. His last performance, I forget who he fought last, but the last fight he had, he was super fast. He looked super good. If he shows up in fights like that, he's going to be hard to beat. But I still think people like Pantoja and the top guys at flyweight, Brandon Royval, Brendan Moreno, they're gonna beat Menal, in my opinion. But anyways, he's entertaining. It was a good fight it wasn't even a good fight to watch. It was an okay fight to watch. I don't know. Manel Kape's last fight, I don't think this was like performance of the night. Again, yeah, I don't think this was performance of the night at all. Like, it should not have been. I don't know. I don't think Manel Kape is got that star power or that in really good fights or hyped up fights that people think he has. He's also, dude, he's going to have a hard time against the other little mini fridge at flyweight. What's his name? I don't know. He just fought for the title and lost. Anyways. Tough. I don't know. Like, Manel Kape's good, but I just don't see him being like, the Sean O'Malley of like flyweight that people might think he will be one day. Anyways, great fight card. Top to bottom is absolutely insane. Up next, we have Pereira versus Ankalaev. That's exciting. That's this weekend. That's in 4 days. 4 days. So I'll have a video coming out on that. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Deuces. This is my thought on the fight card. Really, really good fight card, top to bottom. Again, Menal Kape is good. I'm not fully on board the hype train yet. But that's just me. All right. See you guys.